In this video, we're going to look at a wet-dry rig on the Headrush Pedalboard. Hey guys, this is Dr. McFarland and welcome back to the channel. What I have over here is my Quilter 101 Mini Reverb going into a 2x12 cab. I also have the Headrush 108 FR speaker. And these two speakers are going to allow me to get a dry and a wet rig coming from the Headrush. There's a few things that you need to know in order to get this set up, okay? The Headrush has an XLR output and also has 1/4 inch outputs. What that means for us, we need to go to global settings, and under the alternate output source, I have mine set to IR 1024 in because everything that's going to be before the input of the IR is going to be sent either to one or both speakers. So in my case, I have the XLR set to rig and the amp line out set to alt. So looking at the rig here, we have a white boost before the amplifier, and we also have a graphic EQ after the amp, as well as a tape echo and 11 reverb. And then we have our IR at the very end of the chain. So what this does is the IR is actually getting bypassed, going to the real amplifier, which is getting the 1/4 inch output, because we don't want an IR and a real physical cab playing at the same time. In some instances, it can sound decent, but I do prefer the physical cab supplying the actual speaker sound and then letting the Headrush control the amp sound and all the other effects. Now, what the 108 FR speaker is doing is it's getting the full rig signal. So everything before the amp itself, then everything after the amp, including the IR. In this instance, both amplifiers are actually going to get the wet signal, which we have a tape echo and a reverb. Now, if I switch it over to my clean patch, which is a Mesa Boogie M2 Cat mod, so I got this set up fairly clean. Let me turn off the other effects. This is what my clean tone sounds like. All right, so this is what the amp sounds like dry. All right, and if I put my effects back on, I have a shimmer, a tape echo, and a 11 reverb. Okay, and both speakers are getting that signal. Now, if I simply take my impulse response and move it over here, now our alternate output source is set to IR in. So that means that everything up until this point, before it gets to the IR, is going to be sent to the dry amp, or my Quilter amplifier. And then everything after that is going to be sent to the FR 108. So therefore, you're getting the Quilter as all dry with a little bit of compression and whatever white boost I have on there. And also the graphic EQ, but it is not receiving the wet effects. So I'm going to play a little bit and I'm going to mute the 108 speaker. All right, now I'm going to mute the dry speaker. And now I'm going to have them both on at the same time. So it's a pretty cool effect once you get some wet elements in there, because you hear the dry on one side, then you hear the wet on the other, and it just sounds really good. So now once we get into overdrive land, what's going to happen is the Quilter is going to be the dirt sound, and then the 108 speaker is going to have the dirt and the wet combined. So I can really tweak the levels of both amps and find a good balance between a dry and a wet signal. All right, so here's the Quilter speaker dry by itself. And here's the Headrush 108. And then here it is combined. All right, very cool. Now we're gonna kick it over to the Mezza Boogie Vintage tread plate model. So this is gonna be our high gain sound. And here it is with it dry. And I gotta make sure I move my impulse response over before the wet effects. So that way we get our true dry and wet rig going on. So here's the dry sound. And here's the wet sound. And here it is combined together. All right, guys, so that is how I would set up a wet-dry rig for a live situation, or you can use it for recording as well. If you wanted one side to be dry and the other side to be wet, you can easily pan those hard left and right and get a really cool stereo sound with one guitar. So leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this. So let me know what you guys use for your live setup, and would you incorporate something like this into your live rig? It might be cool for a song or two. That's the great thing about the Headrush. You can have it set up per rig. So some rigs can be wet, dry, wet. Another rig might be totally wet with no dry signal at all. And you can just kind of mix and match however you want. So if you have not done so already, please subscribe down below and be sure to click that bell icon so you'll be notified every time I release new content. There are affiliate links in the description down below, and if you click on one of those links, I get a little bit of a commission from whatever you purchase on Amazon. So that's going to help support me and my channel. And I do have a new merch store set up as well. So if you want a ball cap or a t-shirt for this fine summer weather, then go ahead and check that out as well. In the meantime, I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.